And you could win one of our new Local 3 mugs, plus a delicious ice cream cake from Dairy Queen. Just email your photo to showusyourmug@local3news.com. Watch for our winner each weekday morning on Local 3 News Today.
There are 2 Marks advertising their guaranteed offer in the Chattanooga area. But Local Mark came to my home himself. I decided to list my home traditionally, and now it's under contract.
So if you're thinking about selling, don't make a mistake. Call Local Mark today.
Easter may have come and gone, but we're going to keep the bunny fun continuing here in Tennessee, in Chattanooga, because it's time on May 5th for the annual Bunny Hop to benefit the Chambliss Center for Children. So we've got 1, not 2, but 3 people who are eager to see you and your kids there. Emily Barrow, who is with Chambliss Center, and next to her are Heidi and Adam Caputo, who are happily chairing the event this year. So good to see you all 3.
Good to see you too.
I was laughing with you because I always can't do the math, because the Chambliss Center has been around since time began. 151 years of doing great things.
Yes.
So a lot of the things that y'all do, every day you have kids on your mind at the Chambliss Center, but often the benefits are more for the adults to help with the fundraising efforts. This day, Heidi, is totally for the kids.
It is, yes.
What's it going to look like at the Bunny Hop, Emily?
So the Bunny Hop is May 5th, and we fill the First Horizon Pavilion full of activities for the kids. So of course we'll have the baby bunnies, the baby animals, inflatables for the kids, arts and crafts, a sports zone. We'll have a video game trailer there for some of the older children, food for the whole family.
Wow.
And a really great silent auction for the parents. So there's more activities that I haven't even mentioned. We fill the whole space. It's so much fun.
You brought a coloring book with you.
Yeah, every child leaves with a coloring book for the year. This is last year's coloring book, and every year we change up the colors. This year we have a blue theme going on because Heidi and Adam have 2 little boys.
3
little boys. 3 little boys. So we definitely have the blue going. And so in the coloring book, there's just wonderful pages from Peter Rabbit.
Yeah, very fun.
And all of our supporters in the back for the event. So it's just a nice takeaway. They get a box of crayons as well as they leave.
So I want to talk to the 2 of you then about your involvement, because it's your first year to chair, Adam, but not your first year to be involved. Y'all been doing this work with them for about 5 years, is that right?
Yeah, so I've been helping plan this event for the last 5 years. This is also very exciting this year because the COVID years are kind of over.
Yes.
Like, we get to be together and celebrate Chambliss Center for Children together.
So it's a big place. If you've never been to the Chambliss Center, I would encourage you to just go. It is like stepping back in time when you go there. You really feel all 151 years, don't you think? Because the trees on the grounds are old, and it's old South landscaping that's there, you know. And then you pull in, and it's this building that too feels old. A lot of love has happened in those buildings, but kept up. But there's the child care.
Yeah, so our building, people pass by it on Gillespie Road, our main campus. It was built in 1939. Wow. It's an old building, and it was built as an orphanage. And sometimes people think we're still an orphanage and have children living there, but now it's a child care center that's open 24/7. So you do step back in time. There's really interesting things about our building when you walk through that really sets you back in time from when that building was first constructed and what the purpose was. And we've made it our own. It was our building from the beginning, but we've made it our own for the child care center.
Well, sure. I guess things like that are kind of sentimental to me, because you think about all the people who worked hard to make this happen all over these years, and you don't want to let that outreach go away.
Yeah.
So Adam, you and Heidi though have had another kind of special relationship with Chambliss, because you've also been a foster parent. People can do that there too.
Yes, we received all of our training for foster care through Chambliss Center for Children.
When you were going through that, did y'all have times in your house, because you mentioned you have these 3 little boys at home, where you would say, do we do it? I really want to do it, but do you think we're quite prepared? Did it take you a while?
I think you're never ready for something like that, but you just jump in and it happens, and it's amazing when you do it.
And it's transformative, and it's great.
You mentioned that it's not an orphanage, but don't you have areas at Chambliss where you can house boys and girls, I guess, when they're teenagers?
After they age out of foster care.
Yeah, people don't know
Yeah.
the critical gap that is there when that happens. But there's a segment of the population, is it once you're 18? So you're no longer, the state no longer helps the foster families with your care, and often these kids still
On their birthday.
on their birthday.
On their 18th birthday, they are no longer considered in foster care anymore. It's so sad, and so our transitional living program really meets that need for youth that want to continue in school, have a job, have stable housing. A lot of these kids will couch surf, become homeless if they don't have services in place.
And that does not mean, by the way, that if you want to be a foster family and you have a child that turns 18 in your care, boy, you can keep on loving them. It does not mean you have to let them
Correct.
go. Right?
Correct. Yeah. It's a hard time for those folks turning 18 that are in foster care. But Chambliss Center, I mean, we run the whole gamut from start to end of the foster care process, supporting youth in our community. And it's a wonderful place. We touch, we have the capacity to touch over 1,000 kids every single day with our child care and residential programs. And
it's not free either. There's a sliding scale so that every parent who brings their child to the child care part of it takes pride in knowing that they're paying for that.
Yeah, we work with working parents that want to do well by their kids and to pursue that job that they want to have or go back to school, regardless of what their income is. We will work with them, help them apply for state certificates and also the sliding fee scale so that they can continue to provide for their family and have that dignity that they're doing well by their family. We've seen a lot of parents that have taken jobs that they normally wouldn't have been able to have taken because the hours were a little bit different.
Right.
And so we've been able to care for their kids during that time.
So Adam, when people want to come out and hug the bunnies and play on the bouncy houses and all that fun stuff, can they just simply come that night since it's at the pavilion and get their tickets at the door, or do they need to go online ahead of time?
You can come to the door, and I think you can buy them ahead of time as well.
It's better to buy them ahead of time.
It is? Okay.
Prices right now are at a lower rate. After the 19th of this month, they're going to go up. So at the door, they'll be more expensive.
Okay.
So we encourage you to get your tickets in advance.
Okay.
But you can also come to the door as
And
well.
how old are your boys, your 3 boys at home?
13, 11, and 8.
So are they going to be begging you to take a bunny home?
They can beg all they want. Okay, but they can play with them all they want at the
That's
bunny
right.
hut.
That's the idea. That way you don't have to worry about. You can just say, no, honey, they've got to go back home, right? So get your tickets now at chamblisscenter.org. After the 19th, the prices go up. But your kids are going to have a great time. You'll have a great time. They'll sleep well that night because they'll be worn out.
Oh, yes.
And you'll know that you gave back to this great, great outreach in town that's been helping children of all ages for 151 years.
Yep.
Thank you, all three.
Thank you.
Ascension Living provides services and amenities to our residents.
It's such a close-knit group. It's so much like family.
Why wouldn't you want to live here too? Come home to Ascension Living.
Since 1979, we have proudly been serving the Chattanooga community.